Oh, Flash.
No substance.
So today's top 5 is the top 5 rock movies. Now, you got Skyscraper coming out, or Die Hard 6, right? And The Rock's on a roll. He ain't got no leg in this one, but hey, why not? Let's think back.
He's got one leg.
He's got one leg. One leg on you.
He's got one leg up on you.
Exactly. So we want to think back on his illustrious career. Illustrious. Yeah.
Oy.
Hey, poots. Anyway, Art, go first.
All right. As you know, I'm not going to pick the same movies you do. And if I do, they're not going to be in your order.
Probably not.
I have taste. And I actually look at what's a good movie.
Yeah, okay. Puss in Boots.
You haven't seen a lot of these movies, and you're like, that's not a good movie, this one is.
Okay.
So, all right. Number 5. Pain and Gain.
Pain and Gain. Okay.
I agree with that, but not at number 5.
Exactly.
See,
Exactly.
it doesn't matter.
Go ahead.
This is my number 5.
Why is it number 5?
He, out of all these movies, this is where he started venturing a little bit more. Not started to, but he started expanding his roles a little bit more and choosing something. Now, it was a meathead that you're going to choose on this one. That's what he was. But it was a different type of meathead, not your typical. You know, there's some typical movies like I gotta get my pump and, you know, do all this stuff. But he was pretty funny. He actually, I think he stole the scenes when he was in it.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Number 4!
Number 4 is a movie not a lot of people have seen.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go with Faster.
Faster. Okay. I have not seen that movie.
Yeah.
And I'm a big rock fan. I have not seen that movie.
Yeah, this one, he didn't do a lot of talking in this movie. It was more...
Oh, that's why it was good. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why you're saying that it was good.
Yeah, it was more just a character that it was pretty interesting the way he played it.
So he was Jason Statham.
He was Jason Statham.
He played Deckard Shaw in Faster.
Yeah. Criminal, came out of prison, yeah, kicked everybody's... Actually, he didn't rely on his muscle.
I'm gonna have to see that movie.
He didn't rely on his muscle and him being the big guy. He relied on his gun and his driving.
Okay.
And not that much driving either.
So
It was
Faster.
It was Drive. It was.
why was it Faster?
Transporter. It was.
What was that, Baby Driver?
Yeah.
It was Baby Driver. It was Baby Driver.
It was.
Baby Driver was a prequel to this one. Number 3, Walking Tall.
Walking Tall, great movie.
Yeah, I love that movie. You haven't seen it?
No, I was saying your list was nowhere near mine.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know, because y'all two were going to choose the same movies.
Maybe not.
Can't even say that with the straight face.
All right, so Walking Tall, why?
What?
Second movie, by the way. It was the second movie.
That was just an awesome movie. I loved how... you keep on looking at me. I feel as if he's judging me already. I haven't even opened my mouth.
I'm not saying a word.
I feel judged.
Okay, so go ahead.
All right. Walking Tall.
Walking Tall. Carry the big stick.
Why not this movie?
Why not this movie? That's another show. That's a future show right there.
All right. Number 2. I'm gonna get Number 2 is one of my favorite movies that I love to just see when I have nothing else to do.
Be Cool.
Doom.
The Rundown.
The Rundown, great movie.
I thought the chemistry between him and
Sean William Scott?
Yeah, was pretty spot on.
How about him in Walken? I think Walken was great in that movie.
Yeah. Well, Walken's great in every movie. He just adds this different character, but
and more cowboys.
So, my number 1.
Number 1!
All right. Central Intelligence.
That's your number 1.
That's my number 1 movie.
Pain and Gain's 5. Central Intelligence.
Because this was probably one of his funniest movies, period. I dare you to watch this movie and watch Pain and Gain and say, oh, Pain and Gain is so much better.
It is!
I knew y'all were gonna pick that as one of your top ones. I already knew. That's why I can't go with the same things y'all do, because it's like, this is so funny. Because y'all two find it funny. But do me a favor, folks, comment. Which one's funnier, Central Intelligence or Pain and Gain?
All right. Well, thank you, Art. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Like always. Number 5 was Central Intelligence. For pretty much everything that you said, I mean, he was actually out of the norm. This was where he actually shined more comedically than he has in any movie that he's done. Seriously. Granted, you could argue Be Cool, because he was pretty good in that, but as far as
he didn't have a lot of screen time.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah, that's why I don't think. But he was comedic, and so that's why it was going back.
Especially when he's talking about the bone.
But that's hilarious. But the whole thing with the chemistry that he's got with Kevin Hart was just freaking awesome. And he just completely played out a character. He was just not The Rock. For the first time, he was not The Rock. So I got to give it up for Central Intelligence number 5. Number 4 was actually Gridiron Gang. I thought that Gridiron Gang pretty much was the start of how serious he was taking his acting career, because he played it so dramatically.
But the movie he didn't really enhance it. You could have replaced him with any other character, any other actor.
But I'm talking about as far as his range, because he hadn't really done anything before that.
But what I'm saying is, if you remove him and add somebody else, it wouldn't have impacted the movie.
Probably not. But I'm talking about as far as his development as an actor, I thought it started from the dramatic standpoint. I think it started with Gridiron Gang, and it helped that the guy he was playing, because this was a true story. The guy that he was playing was there, pretty much was there to help him with it and all that. So yeah, I like Gridiron Gang. Number 3 was also The Rundown. Hell yeah! Him and Sean William Scott was hilarious together.
I thought you were gonna.
The best thing about it too was, and you know what? It really was a passing of the torch when freaking Arnold Schwarzenegger walks right past him and tells him good luck, and he just walks away and he turns back. It was really a passing of the torch. I thought that that for his pretty much. Okay, so I said, what did I say was his second movie? Walking Tall? It was actually his third, because The Rundown was his second. Because it went Mummy Returns, Rundown, Walking Tall. So, yeah, Rundown was his first real one where he was,
I did not know that.
Where he was like the main guy. I thought it was great.
I do believe the chemistry between him and Sean William Scott was unbelievable. It's one of those few movies where you get two characters that really just play well off each other. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, he played a great straight man, and then the fight with,
oddly enough, right?
The fight scene with him and Ernie.
He's not straight.
The fight scene with him and Ernie Reyes was hilarious. That was actually pretty freaking awesome too. Ernie Reyes holding his own against the Rock.
Yeah.
So absolutely, it was great. Walking Gold, and like always.
Why have they never been cast together? But yet he gets 2 movies with Kevin Hart.
That's very true. All right, number 2 was Fast 5. Come on.
I knew that was going to be in
Fast 5. He pretty much took that franchise and he took it to a whole other level. And him being the antagonist, well, kind of like you're going back and forth because you're really on Toretto's side, but so that would make him the antagonist. But still, the only thing that I did not like about that movie was him saying, "I'll ride with you." I'll ride with you, Toretto. Come on, no! You're supposed to be whooping his ass, and technically he won that fight.
Here's what my problem with that is. That's the way it was written specifically. We're bringing The Rock. We have to now make him the freaking one of the main, if not the main.
But he played a great cop. He played that.
He played himself. He played himself. He played any character.
Not yet. He hadn't played himself yet. He played himself maybe, but not himself.
That was just written. There was no range. There was no range. There was nothing. That's exactly what you expected from him.
No,
I'm looking at the giant poster.
No, because he hadn't really done anything to pretty much show that. You look at the rundown.
But there was no range. There was nothing. Tell me there was range. Tell me if there was range for him.
There was range. Anyway.
There was none, folks. You know that.
I don't care. And you know what? Me and Terrence talked about it when we did the top chase scenes. That is the top 5 chase scene.
That bank scene was the safe.
That whole scene was just, I mean, even though that wasn't The Rock.
The best scene about the movie didn't involve
Exactly. Well, he was chasing him.
That says a lot about it.
Either way,
okay.
Fast 5, my number 2. Number 1! You and I are reversed, and I'm sorry, but Pain and Gain is my number 1 Rock movie of all time.
No.
Because he had, and you were right though, he was comedic in that movie, but it was a dark comedy. They twisted it around. He wore the Rock shirts from Lucky. He wore the from Lucky's that he buys from Lucky's in Miami. He had the Tiger shirt. Remember that one? Anyway, but him playing a cokehead and running with that, and then giving himself giving himself to Christ and trying to be a born again Christian, but I'm sorry, but he was just hilarious. And you're right, he was a meathead, but that's what.
But not your typical meathead.
But not your typical meathead.
Yeah.
But
that's why I liked it.
Yeah, he was just hilarious.
But not as my number 1.
And Mark Wahlberg, they played off of each other great. I thought that, yeah, man. How could that not be? How could you choose Central Intelligence over?
Who's the most memorable character from that movie?
He is.
No.
You just said that.
You really did say that in your own life.
No, I meant like, okay. Let me rephrase it. If you were to compare who's the most memorable character from Central Intelligence and who's the most memorable,
He is.
right?
He is.
Okay,
You don't
now-
think Kevin Hart's more memorable than Rock and Central Intelligence?
No. Okay, now compare who he's with.
He's saying he's more memorable in Central Intelligence than he is in Pain and Gain.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
In those words, yes.
Yes.
Not in my words.
Based on Wahlberg versus Kevin Hart?
Cena versus Kevin.
Exactly. I forget it.
And we finally got a Rock versus Cena movie.
Yeah. But like Cena light. No offense, John.
Oh, you can't see.
Honorable mention, sir.
Let me hear these honorable mentions.
Well, you can't see him. He's right here. John Cena's right here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
That's why I move over to give him space.
I know. John Cena's right there. You don't see it?
Snitch.
I heard Snitch was good. I've never seen it.
See, once again, you say you have all these movies that are his top movies, yet you
I've
never see.
seen The ones that I freaking throw shout outs, I've seen. I have not seen Snitch.
You should not be doing top 5 movies if you haven't seen movies.
I didn't say Snitch was my honorable mention. I didn't say anything. Anyway, so Snitch, what else?
This was the exact conversation we were having before we started filming.
Yeah. So, okay. So Snitch,
I love it. Texas is the greatest state. What other states have you been to? None. That's why Texas is the greatest. There's no reason for me to leave.
Florida. All right, so Snitch, what else?
All right, Snitch and Doom.
Doom. I knew. I liked it. Okay, all right.
Oh no.
Are you done?
No. Yeah.
Okay, my honorable mention is Baywatch, and a lot of people gave that movie a lot of crap, and it was probably considered a dud, I guess, because of Rock's standard and his star power. But you know what? That movie was just freaking funny, and him getting into kind of like different characters and costumes and or disguises and all that, I thought it was hilarious. Zac Efron stole it.
Yeah, I was about to say Zac Efron was
stole it, but it was still great, and just seeing Kelly Orbach and Alexander Daddario.
Here's what I did not like about Baywatch.
Okay.
The Rock is funny, and it's like, let's think of every funny thing that we can do with a really big guy, really beefy guy, and and that's all he did was just goof off.
Work at Sprint? Or where the Radio Shack where the hell he was working? All right, anyway.
So-
Didn't we just talk about how great it was for him to be a meathead in another movie, but
But he didn't play your-
after
Yeah.
being a meathead?
And he can't work at Sprint or wherever he's working with. Anyway, also honorable mention was Walking Tall. I like that one as well. Doom is a
How
guilty
is
pleasure.
Walking Tall an honorable mention
It just is. I'm sorry.
over Pain and Gain?
He wasn't. You want to talk about stereotyping? He was already stereotyping a little bit there with that one. Not as bad as what you say now. I think after Fast 5, then he was really stereotyped after that. Like, if you notice, like the last few Rock movies, he looked exactly the same. Jumanji, Rampage.
He's Steven Seagal in it.
Anyway, so Doom was guilty pleasure. I love Doom. I thought he was great in that. And yeah, man, Be Cool. I thought.
Yeah, I just wish he would have had more screen time.
Yeah, but I liked him in Be Cool. I thought he was funny. It was hilarious.
You're not going to say Journey to the Center of the Earth?
No.
No love for Hercules?
No love
No.
for Hercules. I don't like
No.
Hercules that much. I'm sorry.
He hasn't seen it, that's why.
No, I've seen it. I've seen Hercules. I've seen Hercules. Don't get me wrong. He looked the part. It just wasn't something that, you know. Terrence is mad because we didn't say Race for Witch Mountain.
I know. Great.
Oh man.
Rock.
All right, take us home.
All right, guys, tell us what your top 5 are, and if you really, let's settle the feud, please. Central Intelligence or what was that other movie?
Painting it.
Oh yeah, it's not memorable.
Painting it was hilarious. Sorry.
All right, guys, don't forget to follow us, like us, do all that good stuff to us.
But be gentle. For Aspen, wherever the hell she's at, Terrence in the back, I'm Manny.
I'm Art.
And we'll see you next time.
Record. And
3, 2, 1. Yes?
yes,
Wait, is it going? It's recording?
it's flashing. There's a red light right there. We're on 8 seconds, 9 seconds.
All right. Ready? 3,
Ready.
2, 1. And we're back. All flash.
No substance.
So today's top 5 is the top 5 Rock movies